This is an interesting scrap. Aspen Ladd against Raquel Pennington. Kind of feel like the same comment stands in this one. I think Raquel Pennington's experience in the UFC and against high level opposition, even though it's not always been successful for her. I'm thinking Raquel's going to be able to do this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially after Aspen Ladd's last performance.
Yeah. Well, she's back down again, isn't she, at this one? So
she is back down.
Didn't she miss weight, or she made weight but was unwell and then...
Yeah, I think... Well, she's had weight problems several times. There's one time where she had to, like, fully undress, and then they had her pose, but she couldn't step back on to the scale to pose, and she just looked like, I'm sorry, I can't. I can barely hold it together.
Yeah. So then she was taken out of that fight, and then she fought like a week or two later at featherweight against Norma.
Yes.
And obviously, she lost that one, right?
Yeah. Well, it was just a lot of like just solid jabs that she struggled with, which I feel like Raquel has really good.
She's got good boxing.
Yeah, she's got good boxing. I guess the only danger that I see in her facing Aspen Ladd is her rushing in too much into the fight and then getting clinched up and muscled down, because those are the takedowns where Raquel Pennington struggles the most, when they just kind of body lock, whether it's double unders or over under, and you just like clock turn them. That's the name, right?
Yeah.
You like clock turn them down, and Aspen Ladd has such good heavy top pressure, heavy ground and pound that in those moments she can really take advantage and maybe not let Raquel get back up, which she has been in those positions where the bell has saved her, and next round we start again, and she won't put herself there, but that opportunity can be made, and Aspen Ladd can capitalize on it.
Yeah, I feel like Raquel Pennington is like that top tier bantamweight that's just not quite good enough to compete with the very top few.
Yes.
And I feel like Aspen Ladd, she was on that trajectory to get right up there, and then has stumbled. And it might be struggles with the weight class or whatever. She might be kind of a bit caught between, or just not have enough discipline with her diet to make sure that she's, staying on top of it all the time. But
she just looks like she's naturally like a thick girl. I don't see that as much with men, but with women, you kind of either have like a metabolism that's like great, or like you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. And it becomes such a mental like struggle, which I'm pretty sure she feels, because she looks like she's a strong girl, like naturally strong, naturally can, do a lot of stuff, but also naturally gains weight very easily. And with the thought of, I'll just cut it down. I did 10 kilos last time. I can do that much. And with menstrual cycles, that gets very complicated when you get closer to it, when you're playing that water game, which several female fighters have had issues with that. Another cool thing about Raquel Pennington is that she has really good tie clinch knees.
Yes.
Which Aspen Ladd struggled with against Norma in her last fight, with the knees to the bodies, followed with the elbows. And
if you've had a hard weight cut, you've got to think knees to the body are not going to feel great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she has those great, like, just muscle up submissions, like front headlocks, bulldog chokes. So all of those are really available for a tired, sloppy takedown.
Yeah. Her last fight was Macy Chasson was a guillotine choke in the second.
Yeah. And Chasson's really good as well.
Yeah.
Really technical.
Yeah. I mean, I think Raquel's, like I said, I think she's good enough to beat everybody apart from that top tier. I mean, you look back at her last few losses, and it's Amanda Nunes and Germaine, and she was 5th round against Nunes, decision against Germaine, decision against Holly Holm. It's not like she's not tough enough to push these fighters, but she's just not quite good enough to beat them.
But they're all like strikers as well, like really good strikers. Like Germaine, getting that match is horrible.
Yeah, and I think Raquel's going to do it. I think Aspen Ladd's good, but I think she's a little bit reckless, and I think that could cost her, because she doesn't cut people off. She follows. Yeah, like you'd see her just kind of walking in circles, chasing people around, and Raquel Pennington's got good boxing skills as well. I think she's too wily for her. I think she is.
I saw her fight against Norma at double speed.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
just and you saw
it's crazy how much more you can see patterns at a different speed to the actual fight.
The other thing that really concerns me, and this is a rule for everybody, and this is a note for those young fighters out there, when you're posing for your first few fights, make sure you can make a fist properly. If you look at Aspen Lad's Tapology photo, her hands are like that. Like, I am not going to be threatened by someone that's going to break their own fucking hands punching me in the head. Do you know what I mean? Like make a fist. I see it all the time. I see it like crooked, like...
Yeah, but she was like smiling as well. She didn't want to seem too manly.
I mean, yeah, okay, yeah.
You know?
But that's not an excuse to not make a proper fist. Come on.
It's like kind of like trying too hard. Like,
yeah, but that's believable.
What's up? I'm gonna mess you up. What?
That's not believable either. You're gonna break your wrist doing that because you fucking killed inwards.
Yeah, I'm doing Nate Diaz.